My name is Lowell Tong. I'm a physician. I first came to UCSF as a resident in psychiatry, and after training, I left UCSF and I was recruited back a couple of years later. In my own personal life and those closer to me, the one type of real challenge was alcoholism. And I'll just say that several members of my family have had challenges with alcohol dependence, as the formal name of it is. There were just some mysterious things that were happening, like absences or surprising behavior, or just things that didn't quite add up. And so at first it was never, oh, this person has an alcohol problem. It was just something, there were just some signals that something was off, or missing in action, or the rest of the family wouldn't talk about the person or the behavior or the absence. And so it started off with um, just puzzlement, and just wondering, you know, what is going on? As I also grew up and, became, um, say high school, college, early adulthood, I began to understand, that while none of these relatives were what many people might think, coming home drunk or falling over or getting arrested for DUI. There wasn't anything quite that dramatic, or a single episode that was a aha moment. It was more a gradual realization. Um, and I will say that all of them did come to the self-realization as well. And the way that they handled it ended up being quite different. And so I was also um, able to witness a transformation from denial in one kind of way to denial in another kind of way, to getting either professional or non-professional help, more self-help. And so it's been a really interesting experience, and I'm happy to say that all of them came to a point where either they were abstinent, um, or actually um, were able to manage, with varying degrees of success at different times, a certain amount of drinking. But it was, and because it was several people in my life, it also, gave me a perspective of the range of how people respond, and um, what I could do or not do, to help. Talk to somebody. That's the very first step. Don't keep it inside. Because the first step is, of course, self-awareness. The next step is reaching out to somebody, and that somebody will likely help you get to the right match or combination of people. But just the first step of acknowledging that something is off, something is different, something is hurting, something is not right. Don't just let it be.